We're at Aberthaw today with volunteers working on Restore the Thaw project. I'm here with Linda. Linda, why did you choose to come today to spend your time volunteering for the project?
Because I care about wildlife, and I've been involved with this site for many, many years and know that the diversity is deteriorating. The wildflowers, the bird life, everything is on the decline, sadly, as with most of them.
So how long have you been actively volunteering for?
I've been volunteering with the Wildlife Trust for 30 years or so.
And have you noticed an improvement in your well-being, in your physical fitness?
Going out and enjoying wildlife is my main hobby, enjoyment, purpose for living, if you like. So, yes, it's just so depressing to see the deterioration in the wildlife diversity of the country. It's just sad, and also very sad to see that, generally speaking, politicians don't care very much about the environment. It's an add-on, it's not essential.
So on that basis, would you recommend volunteering to others?
Oh yes, if you want to get scratched and muddy, it's just a job, and you're going to interact with the other people as well.
I guess it's a great way to socialise.
Well, yes, except when your head's down with your loppers or your saw, you haven't got so much opportunity for long conversations. But we do have refreshment breaks, and that's when the chat happens.
Thank you ever so much for your time.
Okay, thank you.
Hi Kevin.
Hi.
How have you found volunteering today at Aberthaw?
Yeah, it was a nice experience. I think we did some good work. We cleared away a lot of the scrub to allow the whatever's underneath to come up, you know, the wildflowers and whatever. So yeah, I feel we did a good job for a couple of hours.
Why were you interested in this volunteering opportunity in particular?
Basically, I've recently discovered the place not so long ago, and I try to come down here 2 or 3 times a week just for a nice walk with my camera, see if I can see what I can spot, you know, some rare birds or whatever. And it was just nice to give something back, you know. It's such a wonderful place. You know, I feel I could, you know, have the time, so I was happy to lend my time for a bit.
Would you recommend volunteering for other people?
Certainly, yeah, absolutely. It's a cathartic exercise, you know, why not?
So I guess you've noticed an improvement in your own well-being through volunteering?
Definitely.
Great, thank you ever so much for taking the time to chat.
You're more than welcome.
Hi Mark, thanks for taking the time out of your day today to have a chat with us. Can you tell us why you've chosen to come here today and give your time volunteering?
Mainly to get outdoors for the exercise. You know, as much as I'm interested in flora and fauna and wildlife, that's not my main priority. It's basically to do something for, you know, the exercise, how it makes you feel at the end of the day. You feel better, you know, in your head as well as in your body as well. And at the end of the day, it beats going to the gym.
Do you think that the weather would put you off spending a day outdoors volunteering?
Well, it hasn't done. When I first started, I would have thought I was much more fair weather, and I can't say I relish going out for the day when the forecast is horrible, and it turns out to be horrible. But in an odd sort of way, it's actually more satisfying because you've got through that bit of discomfort, bit of pain, you know, the wet, the cold, whatever, and you feel like you've actually achieved a bit more by having done it, you know, when the weather isn't great.
It was interesting, you were telling me earlier that one of the benefits of volunteering was you could explore an opportunity and not be committed to coming back week after week if you didn't like it.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, when I first investigated it, the person that I spoke to said, well, basically go down and give it a try for a day. If you don't like it, there's no commitment to come back. And at the end of the day, we'll have had a day's work out of you. So with that in mind, I sort of took it on. And I think the other thing that makes a huge difference is the people that I work with. To be perfectly honest, if I didn't like them, I wouldn't have come back. But they're all really, really nice. They're interesting. They're interested, and we just have a laugh. And different age groups as well, you know, which I think, you know, when you're retired as I am, there's a danger in not sort of having that spread of acquaintances and friends, you know. So you do learn a lot from them as well.
Okay, and finally, would you recommend volunteering to others?
I definitely recommend people giving it a whirl. It's not for everybody, you know, not everybody likes the great outdoors, I know that, but I've always been one for, you know, walking and sport and things like that. So it does sit comfortably with me, but, you know, have a go. Don't just base your decision on going once. Make a commitment to go for a while, you know, and see how you feel. And if you think you're not a fair weather person, maybe start it in the spring and see how you feel about it in the summer, when the weather is sort of warmer and, you know, well, should be nicer anyway.
Thank you ever so much for your time. So we're here with Brian and thought we'd ask him a few questions about his volunteering experiences. Brian, why did you choose to volunteer for Restore the Thaw today?
A number of reasons. One, it gets me out into the countryside in all types of weather, which is quite important. The other, it allows me to do my bit for the environment, and I think that in today's issues around the climate crisis, all the big issues and the emergencies that are facing us, at least I can do a little bit, and no matter how small, in supporting the environment and ensuring that it's a benefit to us all, and looking after it.
Have you volunteered for long?
Yeah, well, I've volunteered for a number of groups, but my work was, I was an environmental consultant before I semi-retired a few years back. So instead of encouraging others to volunteer, I'm actually now volunteering instead, which is great, to be quite honest.
I'm sure it's great to bring some of your skills to the project as well.
Yeah, the few I have, yeah. Don't have many.
So would you recommend volunteering to others?
Oh, really? Yeah, so much, because one, it does literally get you out and about, and that's really important, to be quite honest. You know, we can spend so much time doing very little, but this is an opportunity to do something constructive, something that helps sustainability, and you get to meet people and like-minded people, and it's great. It's an opportunity to spend a few hours, you know, with nice company, doing something that is worthwhile and beneficial.
Thank you for your time, Brian.
Pleasure.
We're here at Aberthaw today with Lily from Cardiff Uni, and Lily's going to tell us a little bit more about why she's here and what she's hoping to achieve.
Hi, so I've come here today for my dissertation collection. I'm doing a dissertation project on the interdependent relationship between human well-being and that connection with nature, and how we can harness that for both improving well-being as a whole, but also trying to move towards more sustainable practices in a wider field. So I've come here today to interview some of the volunteers to get their kind of attitudes and perceptions towards why they volunteer for a project like this, what they feel that they gain from it in a sense of well-being, but also how they feel that they are impacting nature in a positive and sustainable way by doing things like this. Asking them a little bit about barriers and why more people aren't getting involved with this, and how we can try and open this sort of community up to a wider range of people, to kind of get as many people on board and try and, you know, get that positive, I've heard earlier, the vitamin N, vitamin nature, but also kind of get an environmental impact that is really starting to make a difference. So yeah.
Thank you, Lily.
No worries.